Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Brianna Wilson. I am a certified dementia practitioner and the founder of Bambu Care. So on today's video, we will be talking about 3 dementia myths and 3 dementia facts. So let's get started. So myth number 1 is that dementia is a normal part of aging. So if you watched our last video, What is Dementia? We talked about how dementia was not a part of normal aging. Now, it is normal for there to be a slowing in thinking, also called cognitive slowing, where sometimes you may forget a word. You may forget where you place something, you may forget to do something, you may forget that you've done something. Maybe you forget what day it is, but eventually you remember it, right? But with dementia, it's so much more than that. And these changes in your thinking, in your memory, in your mood are so significant that they go on to impact function in a very serious way, and it progressively gets worse. So dementia is not a normal part of aging. In fact, when we think about the dementia population over the age of 65, that only makes up 10 to 20% of that population. So that's not even half. So like I said, dementia is not a normal part of aging. The second myth is that dementia is an old person's disease, meaning that only older people can get it. But for one, dementia is actually not a disease, it's a collection of symptoms. But two, more than just older people can get dementia, unfortunately. So there's 2 types, 2 categories. There's early onset dementia and there's late onset dementia. So anybody under the age of 65 who gets dementia is said to have early onset dementia, and anybody over the age of 65 years and older, is said to have late onset dementia. And this is different from early, middle, or late stages, which is referring to the progression of dementia. So sometimes you'll hear it called young onset or younger onset dementia versus early onset to try to reduce the confusion. And that 65 years old age barrier that there is, it's really just an arbitrary number. There is no like biological research that really goes into that distinguishing age. It's just the age of retirement. So they just use the age 65 to distinguish between early onset and late onset. Now, as far as statistics go, there really is no precise range of how many people under the age of 65 are affected by early onset dementia, but the range is anywhere from like 220,000 to 640,000 people with early onset dementia in just America. Now, as far as the types of dementia that you would see in early onset versus late onset dementia, they're pretty similar. So you'll still have Alzheimer's, you'll still have vascular, you'll still have frontotemporal, you'll still have Lewy body, those types of things. But what I will say is that there are some types of dementia that are more prevalent in younger ages than others. So for example, frontotemporal dementia is typically diagnosed between the ages of 45 and 65. So anyone under the age of 65 would be said to have early onset dementia for the frontotemporal dementia. The third dementia myth that we will talk about is, my mom had Alzheimer's disease or insert type of dementia, so I will too. So many people who have been affected by dementia are led to believe that they will either inherit dementia themselves or pass it on to someone else. But the reality is that most dementias actually are not hereditary. Now, I will say if you have a family member that has dementia, you are at an increased risk for also developing dementia, but it's not as black and white as to say that because this family member had it, I will too. Because grandpa had it, I will have it. Because mom had it, I will have it. It's not that black and white, and there's so many factors that go into it. Now, I will say that studies have shown that the more rare types of dementia have shown to have a strong genetic link. So for example, Huntington's disease, which can cause dementia, and younger onset familial Alzheimer's, both of those have a strong genetic link. But when we think about familial Alzheimer's in specific, that only makes up about 2 to 3% of the whole Alzheimer's population. So when you think of all the people who are affected by Alzheimer's, only 2 to 3% of those people have that more rare type, that more rare familial Alzheimer's. So let's get into some facts about dementia. And if you are not familiar with dementia statistics, these numbers might be surprising, mind-blowing, so brace yourself, okay? So dementia fact number 1 is that worldwide it is estimated that 50 million people are affected by some type of dementia. And this number is actually projected to triple by the year 2050. So that would be like, what, 150 million people worldwide that are affected by dementia. That is mind-blowing, okay? Dementia fact number 2 is that every year, 10 million new cases of dementia are diagnosed. So that means roughly every 3 seconds, there is a new diagnosis of dementia. So when you consider how long this video is, how long I've been talking, every minute that's 20 new people who have been diagnosed with dementia. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Fact number 3, studies have shown that there really is no significant difference in the proportion of men and women for any type of dementia at any given age. So overall, when you consider all the cases of dementia, there really is no significant difference in gender. However, with Alzheimer's disease, it tends to be more prevalent in women, and with vascular dementia, it tends to be more prevalent in men. But overall, it's about what and what as far as dementia impacting men or dementia impacting women, okay? So yeah, there you have it. Those are the 3 dementia myths and the 3 dementia facts. I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something of value. If you have any questions, any comments, any video requests, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Remember, our website and our social media links are available in the description box, and I will see you guys in the next video.